So for this video, I want to go over a few things for the final assignment. The first thing I want to mention is that you've been doing a few drawings, a few concept sketches to get some direction of where you want to take this this model. What kind of model do you want to create? What kind of form? What kind of object? Where do you want the buttons to be? And what I wanted to mention is that as you're sketching, sometimes your drawings doesn't translate into your model. There can also be some miscommunication. Sometimes you draw something that looks like a curve and you end up making it a flat surface. You can also change your mind as you're modeling it. So there's a lot that can go from the original sketch or the design intent, and then as you're modeling can change. And so I just wanted to mention that because as you're modeling, what might happen is you may end up with a model that doesn't fit the minimum requirement that we're asking for this final assignment. So to make sure that your model has enough surface complexity, that you have enough complexity, basically, if your model is too simple, then of course your grade is not going to be as high as other students who did better in terms of detailing and how they treated their surfaces and just how complex the entire project was, and how much you pushed yourself to do something that looks good but also is it shows some of the skill sets that you've learned as you took the class. So anyway, I don't want to get too into it, but I'm going to show different examples of how you can improve a model that might have some room for improvement, and kind of show you how you can go from a model that just looks okay to something that looks really, really good. So first thing I want to cover is on this particular model, which it's a good model. But so I'm going to hide a few parts, and I'm just going to talk about how this happens and why you would want to stay away from this type of surfaces. And so basically the first thing I want to talk about is the Boolean operation. And so what's happening here is we're creating a Boolean operation, which is great. Boolean is one of the best tools that you can use. But yeah, let me just show you something very specific about it. So here we're just doing a cylinder and a box. And let's do something else. Let's add a cylinder to it. And let's do something like that. So Boolean operation is amazing for stuff like this. Alright, you're selecting a box, and then you decide that actually you want to remove something, subtract. So you're going to use a Boolean difference to subtract a cylinder from some kind of box. Okay, done. So very nice. It does exactly what you wanted to do. That's great. But then if you try to do that here, Boolean combine, it's the first one by the way, Boolean union, where you're combining two objects together. And here you see that suddenly you have two faces instead of one. And it doesn't make sense because this is a flat surface, so it can easily be a single surface. So you would think it's okay, right? I'm going to extract it. You can use the extract command. So what I was saying is you would think it's okay because if you look at it, it's flat. So, I mean, in terms of aesthetics, it does exactly what you want it to do, right? I mean, it's a flat surface. It doesn't matter. But if you create a fillet surface, so I'm using the fillet edge command. So you're looking at this surface here, and it looks flat. It's fine. It looks flat. It's the same. Okay. But if suddenly you try to introduce a fillet edge, let's use something like 0.5, something relatively small. And let's round these two edges as well. Okay. If you try to add a fillet, you can see it's breaking it. And the reason why it's breaking it is because you just broke this surface into two different patches. So you're creating a lot a lot more information for the software to look at when it's creating a fillet. And in many cases, it's just going to disrupt things. In this case, it's disrupting the fillet, and it's thinking that you want it to trim right there. Because otherwise, if you wanted your fillet to go smoothly around the edge, then you would have done this. You would have extracted your faces and created a single face, because that's what you would expect, or that's what the software would expect, to be able to create, a smooth singular fillet that wraps around the entire object. So just something to think about as you're modeling things. Just think about how you're breaking it up, what you're doing, and how the software looks at it. So in this case, I asked it to do a 0.5 radii fillet and a 0.5 here, which forces it to come to a single point at the top. So of course, if it comes to a single point, that means you're asking the surface to create what's referred to as a bad surface, because the entire surface is going to be three-sided. If it's three-sided, then it has to be a bad surface. It's going to come down to a single point. But I don't want to get too deep into it, because we just don't have too much time to cover a lot of information. But so in this particular case, one thing you could do is just simply use a fillet edge that is anything below 0.5. For example, even 0.49. This should do the job. As long as it's smaller than the size of this fillet, then it should be able to wrap around, not come to a single point. Therefore, it wouldn't be a bad surface, and it should give me a nice fillet. Yeah. So it looks like it comes to a single point, but if you zoom in, you'll see that actually, I'm going to explode it to zoom in. Let's show the points. Zoom in to one of the points, ZS, zoom selection. And you can see it's actually not a single point. It actually wraps around like a half circle. So that's one simple way to fix that type of software calculation problem. I'm not sure why it felt right here. That's weird. Maybe it's the edge on this side. Let's see. Fillet edge, let's make it smaller, 0.4. Oh, I forgot to join everything. But so what I want you to understand is why these mistakes happen. And it's not just like, oh, the software is not working, so it's not my fault, whatever. It's not like that, right? You have to think about what you're doing. You have to think about why it's happening, and you have to understand how you can fix it. And so, of course, you're new to the software and it takes time, but I'd like you to experiment, and you can do experiments like this one. All I did was take a box, take a cylinder, intersect them. It's not very time consuming. But yeah, for this demo, that's all I wanted to talk about, You have to think about how you can improve your models, and there's many easy ways. Like I showed you here, you can just change a fillet size. You can explode a flat surface, replace it with a single surface. Usually the least amount of surfaces you have, the better. The least number of points you have for a surface, the better. Now for this one, you'll get a similar situation where you would want to use the extract surface, extract everything you don't want. And ideally, if you do it correctly, you should be able to replace this surface here with a flat surface. Now, I've actually tried it, and it's not going to work. And the reason why it wouldn't work is because of these fillets. So again, I don't want to spend too much time showing you exactly what to do. But so the way you would repair that one problem is by extracting the fillets. The reason why I want to talk about this is because it's important to think about these steps. You do not want to create all of your fillet surfaces and then have to go back to repair one single flat surface just because you went too fast into the small, tiny fillets. So what I want you to think about here is think about the hierarchy of where you begin and then what's the process and what's the final result that you want. And ideally, the way you would do it is you would save this model as a sharp model with no softened edges, no fillet edges, and then you would go back at the rounded fillets and go from there. Now in this case, the planar surface is actually not going to work. I've made a few tests before, I tried it out, and it created a few issues. So I'm going to show you a second way to do it. And that method is really straightforward. Basically, all you do is you create a flat surface. You can move this flat surface onto your object. In this case, it has a center point because it's a cylinder. This was created from primitives. This was a cylinder, a full cylinder. And yeah, and so that's why we have a center point. Again, I don't want to get too deep into the details of how everything is built and how this works to go quickly and make it work. But basically, what you're gonna have to do for this one is extract this surface. Actually, we'll just explode everything. So extracting just makes one surface explode as opposed to everything. In this case, we're working with so many different surfaces, it makes more sense to just explode the entire model and then untrim all of the surfaces or all of the edges from this one. Okay, there's a few additional things we're going to have to do. We're going to have to untrim this one. Now, because this was rendered, we'll have to untrim this entire surface as well. Also on this side, there was an additional fillet, so we'll have to go back and undo that. Now, looking at the edge, we can't really see the surface, but there's a surface here which also needs to be untrimmed. Now, if this is confusing, what you can do is go under the perspective and use the ghosted view. So now you can see through the object. It's easier to see what's going on. I think we've untrimmed everything we needed to. So the next thing you're going to want to do here is select some of these surfaces that trim this patch here, the top patch. Or, you know, the flat surface. I call it a patch because when you have multiple surfaces that touch each other, typically we call that patches. But yeah, it's just a flat planar surface in this case. So I'm going to go in and trim this surface. Control Z, I trimmed the wrong one for some reason. When you use the ghosted preview, it can make it more difficult sometimes to select the right surface because it lets you select through an object as well. Okay, one more time with this one. And we also need to trim this surface here, so trim this, yes. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is use this, that, and this to trim this patch, or again, this flat surface. I'm not sure if I trimmed it correctly because it might go all the way through. Seems okay. So you always want to check everything. Now the last thing we want to trim is this one. So the way we're going to trim that surface is by using this surface, this one, and that one. So trim whatever goes beyond it. So out here. Okay. We'll do the same thing for this other surface. Okay, using the trimming command. And it failed. Why did it fail? Let's see. Maybe the reason why it failed is because this surface here was actually not aligned correctly, and that would explain why there was a small problem before. When I tested it out by myself, there was a small issue down here. So let's try to just extend it. That's one way to do it. You can scale it in one dimension. That might speed up the process as opposed to rebuilding a new surface or something like that. So now I'll delete this and it still doesn't work. Okay, so I'm not sure why this is happening, but one simple way to fix that would be creating a simple loft. So loft is one of the most primitive way to create a surface because it just creates an optimal surface. So if I look at the points, it's like a degree 1 surface with 3 degrees running the opposite direction. So it's a very light surface. Most of the time it's going to do a really good job. In this case, I don't know what's going on, but it's not doing a good job. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's see the number of points. Okay, it might be the number of points. I'm just going to rebuild this into a degree 3, degree 3. Yeah, because it's degree 2, so that might cause a problem somehow. Let's untrim all for this surface, and let's move forwards with trimming a different surface for now. Sometimes the way I look at it is you have to start with what you know. If you know you can do something, start with that. If you know of something else, start with that other thing. Whatever it is that you know, that's where you should start. And then from there you can deduct what needs to be changed. So if we can trim this one, that means that this edge was correct, but it's not correct, and that's why we cannot trim it. Unless maybe I didn't select something. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this is turning out to be pretty confusing. Here we go. Yeah, it's confusing because I'm changing the shading mode from ghosted to shaded, so it makes the whole process a lot more complicated, especially visually, because you're seeing some solid faces and some faces which are not solid, and when you're looking at them at the same time, it makes the whole process a lot more complex. But I think we're almost there. All we have to do is trim a few surfaces, and it seems to be working. But here, going through the object, you can see that there's still a piece of that surface because of the surfaces that we used as trimming tools. But yeah, it seems to be working now. So sometimes you have to trim and untrim to be able to get better results. Yeah. It might also have been a problem about this one surface being a degree 2, degree 2. Degree 2 surfaces have a tendency to create problems, especially when they intersect another degree 2 and then a degree 3 surface, because they have different mathematics. So as a rule of thumb, you always want to use the same number of degrees for all of your surfaces. Whenever it's possible, try to use the same number of degrees. Especially when you have issues where it starts failing for no reason. You should probably look at your surfaces and make sure it has an ideal number of degrees. And it always depends, but degree 2 has a tendency to create problems. So anyway, we've finished this surface. It seems to do a pretty good job for now. I'm not going to go over the other ones because it's going to take too much time and there's a lot more I want to talk about. But for now, this concludes this video about just fixing this type of surfaces and basically looking at how you can fix the rounded fillets and using the Boolean operation efficiently into a project that's a lot more complex.